but yeah, I've met, like, I've joined the music community, and also I've been like on a huge healing journey myself since February of 2023, where I've been actively working on, you know, healing from like traumas, all the things, really, everything. And I mean, I've succeeded, but like healing is as I say, healing is a never ending journey. But yeah, the music community had brought so much positivity during that time. I finally had a, you know, like I was looking for places where I could feel safe, where, you know, it was the first time where actually people paid attention to me. Because before on Twitch, you know, when you follow people who have like 2,000 viewers, when you have 2,000 viewers, I mean, like you kind of blend in, you know. It's for me, it was just like hanging out on streams, but like being on Rob's stream at first, but also in the music community, it was the first time where people actually noticed me. And I was actually like, people remembered who I was. I was like, what? And then but it was such a fun time, and like it was like I was also so impressed by everyone's talent. I was like, this person, I didn't know like there were so many musicians on Twitch. And I was like, this is so cool. And then from Rob Does Music, we like, and through raids, I discovered Free Dane, Gary, Ama, Kevin, Katie, and like, you know, it became like a place that I love hanging out with, and like, and because I also I was also on a healing journey, it kind of helped like help me regain confidence and like heal and kind of like grow as a person. And then in January of 2024, so I was still streaming, but like in January 2024, that's when I actually started to my guitar streams, actually, and I actually had the confidence to do that, and yeah, so we did that. I paused a bit my art. It's still a bit like here and there, but I've been doing the music ever since, and it's been so nice. And I met Chris, Amy, all the people here basically, and then Alice joined. And I've never had as much support and growth on this channel, but also support towards myself. Towards myself, and also what I do. I've never had as much support. There's also been a lot of gossip. I know. I don't have, yeah, I just know, and you know, I'm doing so much better, even though there's also been a bit of negativity, and there's also been a bit of gossip and like jealousy and all in the music community, but you know, overall, like the community I have right now on my channel has proved to me again and again why the community is, like, the Twitch community is amazing. Despite, you know, the negativity and judging and all, but so that's why. Yeah, some days I'm like, oh, you know, there's I can feel the negativity some days, and some days sometimes it's like, you know, it's really great. And so, but like, yeah, I've been working on myself to kind of focus on the positive, and you know, I'm just doing my thing, you know. I'm just doing my thing, and I know my worth now. I just, you know, regained my worth. And I'm still discovering a lot of things about myself. It isn't, it's like, you know, healing is a never-ending journey. But yeah, that is kind of my story, and kind of the story of the creative journey. But so yeah, now I'm writing music. I've been writing music. I've been because there are people on Twitter who are like, oh, but you do so many things. You did like piano, you did like guitar, karaoke, traveling, and now you're doing piano, writing songs. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, like as I said, I love discovering things, and also like I'm also kind of discovering myself. Like I'm discovering this whole creative thing myself, and I just do what I feel like doing, really, and I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Miali, coucou. I met Miali actually in San Diego. Hope you're doing well. J'étais en mode ninja, mais j'ai capté mon nom dans l'éther. Ah bon? J'ai pas dit ton nom, mais bienvenue. Comment ça va? J'espère que tu vas bien. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, this is kind of the journey, and I mean, I'm at a stage now where I'm really happy with where I am creatively, and I wanna I wanna bring. First of all, I've always wanted to bring support to the talented artists and musicians, because I feel like they deserve a lot more. But also, I want to also grow myself and my own creativity, and that's why I having you guys here in the channel, being so supportive, showing up on my streams. Because like 3 years ago, that was not the case. But showing up, being here, being so supported, like just I really, really appreciate that a lot. And I'm at a much better place today, by the way, than 2 years ago. Even though there are moments where I still have some like moments, I guess, but overall, yeah, things are so much more positive than before, and yeah, so and I hope to continue this journey for a long time, and provide this space for everyone here, because I think it's very important, and I don't want people to feel anything close to what I have faced or going through, which is also why I want to provide a space like this. So yeah, and I don't know if you guys have questions. I mean, we can answer questions and all, but I feel free. I'm happy to yeah. But yeah, this is quite new for me, because I don't usually open up like this. I know I've talked about some of the things before, but I've never really opened up much about the things before, and I'm not used to opening up, so this is quite new. But I guess it's a good thing, because I mean, I try to be as real and as authentic as possible, and I just want to, I'm just myself, and I'm not interested, in being someone I'm not. Even though sometimes like I tend to lean more on the more positive side, which is, I mean, I am a positive person in general, but yeah, it's nice sometimes to have these streams where you can just be express and stuff like that. I'm glad I discovered you and Katie, if you're still here. And you both make me feel like I'm someone, and you both, yeah. So I mean, James, I'm so glad that we can, it's so nice to see people who are truly. But it's both something nice, but it's also a huge responsibility, right? Because like us as streamers, we have a bit of this responsibility to kind of, for all the viewers who watch us on. You're still here, Kate. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Katie. But we have this responsibility as streamers to, for our viewers, in a sense, where we are kind of a role model for them, and they like the viewers get inspired from the streamers, and so actually the first time I joined Twitch during COVID, I actually experienced that because like I started streaming. I started with Animal Crossing. I started streaming Animal Crossing in 2020. It was on my MacBook Pro, like nothing, it was like I didn't have a PC back then, and like I had viewers who were like 9 years old and like 15 years old, like I had all the range of people ages, but like I had people who were super young, and I was like, it made me feel like I need to be like, I was kind of responsible for them in a way, where I had to kind of because when you're young you tend to use the street, like take inspiration from streamers, but it's like the celebrities, same, kind of the same. And so it made me think like we have to like we have the responsibility for how we present ourselves, and what we say also, and how we inspire people, so I'm so glad, James, that we made you feel like that, and I know a lot of people in my community have expressed the same thing, which is amazing, and I'm so happy about that. And that is the goal, really. It is the goal, to help also bring healing, and to it's important, because I have had some horror stories on my streams earlier, and what you say, which is why if you're a streamer, be like sometimes you have to be mindful of some things you say on stream, especially there's a lot of trolling in the music community, which is nice trolling usually, not the most toxic one, but sometimes there can be a fine line between trolling and bullying, and I know some and so just be careful on some things. I try to be careful on some things I say, on the things I say sometimes, because trying to put myself in people's shoes, and I am an empath, but like I try to put myself in people's shoes, and wonder how they might feel. That's usually how I approach things. Kevlar, you made it! What? Kevlar, welcome in. But yeah, just be mindful on the things you say sometimes on streams, because you never know what people are going through on your streams, and so it's you're going on train. Have a nice trip, Kevlar. Thanks for being here. Just be mindful of the things you say, because I have had viewers in the past where we've talked about things, but like it's you might not know if they're going through something, and so if you say things that can be potentially hurtful, even if it's like a joke or stuff like that, it may not be perceived by them how you intended. And I've had a case on my stream like 2 years ago where we didn't really it was not particularly jokey, but we were talking about deep stuff, and one of the people actually ended their lives, but he had a mental a disorder, which I did not know about, and so I've still been wondering to this day if anything I have said has impacted the thing. And so since then, it made me realize how important it is to be mindful of the things we say on stream. It really shapes you. And also like a rest in peace but yeah, so yeah, if you're a streamer, I invite you to but I think most of you are. But like, yeah, you know, sometimes we can, we can joke about things on stream, and you know, sometimes it cannot come across like we intend, and so it's always nice. It's always important to, you know. Yeah, it was a very sad moment actually, because we weren't talking about anything, you know, but like it was about like more like we're having like a deeper conversation, and like you know he seemed super happy and all, you know, and then I learned that 2 weeks later or something he ended his life, and yeah, so you know, like I don't think I said anything, you know, but he had a mental disorder, but which I didn't know about. But you know, it does make you wonder, and it does humble you a lot when you have such an experience happen, for sure. Because you know, sometimes you say things you don't realize how it can impact someone else, and which is why it's super important to always be mindful of, you know, things as well. Yeah, thank you, Katie. But yeah, it's yeah, it is very humbling for sure. But I think he is probably in a better place right now. But yeah, ta sincérité, ton empathie, ta bonne humeur apporte la joie. Merci beaucoup. Bisha, how are you doing? Welcome in. We're talking about things today. Oui, non, c'est hyper triste et vraiment. Mais je pense qu'il est dans un meilleur endroit dans sa vie. Enfin, ouais. Mais c'est vrai que quand t'apprends ça, c'est difficile, quoi. And also, like, you know, there are people that, you know, there's one person. There's some people who have been following me for 4 years. And like I have like technically, like when they joined my streams, they were like what 15 or 16, and now they're like adults, and like I pretty much watched them grow. Like I've been with them through their like teenagehood, and when you know that when you're a streamer, it is really humbling. I don't know, Katie, or you know, if you guys have had similar like realizations, or like, but like it's so humbling to be like, yeah, I need, you know, it's I need to be someone, like, you know, I want to be someone who inspire people, and who, you know, I'm a positive influence on people, you know what I mean? Yeah. Non, c'est très triste, c'est très triste. Malheureusement, oui. It's really lovely that you can make a difference in a good way. You don't always realize until conversations like, yeah, exactly. And you know, but that's also why I wanted to, you know, I've been wanting to do these couch sessions for a long time. I've actually been talking about this even before I knew most of you, actually. But you know, it's you don't always get the chance to like, people don't always talk about these things, you know, the deeper things and like important topics like this, and it's not an easy topic to talk about. It is not an easy topic to talk about, but I feel like it's important to you know, have these like sessions, because like, you know, it's maybe it can help people, but it can also inspire people, and it can hopefully make you realize that we are all like you're not alone. You know, if you're going through something that's similar to what I've been through, you're not alone in that. And you know, and yeah, and to support each other, really. And the goal is also, you know, to like, you know, to bring people over and talk about, you know, their creation and stuff. But like, you know, it's so like you can also feel supported. You don't feel alone, you know, with if you're going through similar things. And yeah, it's being real. Carlos, je me dis que certaines personnes font du mal volontairement ou non, et que ça peut briser le dernier fragment d'envie de vivre. Oui, tout à fait. Par 2 fois dans ma vie, j'ai été sur ce dernier fragment. Oh, je suis désolée d'apprendre ça. Lorsque j'ai pensé à un moyen de pas me louper, j'ai décidé de zapper tout ce qui me brisait, quitter un CDI qui me détruisait, oui voilà, c'est ça, éthiquement, puis moralement, et zapper de ma vie des gens qui me rabaissaient, pareil, same. Depuis je vais bien et plus d'idées noires. J'ai traversé comme toi. Pareil. Mais je suis désolée d'apprendre ça, et j'espère que ça va mieux. Est-ce que je peux traduire ou pas? Can I translate that? Oui, ok. Carlos says, I tell myself that some people, like, you know, hurt others voluntarily. Yes, they do. Or not. Some do that voluntarily, but yes. And that can break, you know, a last piece, the last piece that someone has to live, the will to live. And for twice in my life, I have been at this last, on this last, how do you say it in English? Last length, last fragment. And when I thought of a way to not go there, I decided to cut all that broke me in my life, my full-time job that hurt, a full-time job that was destroying me ethically, morally, and cut out my life people that were putting me down, bringing me down. Since then, I'm doing well and no more dark thoughts. Yes, and I agree with you, Carlos. Same. Same. I've cut so many people from my life. And, you know, it's mostly people that brought more negativity than positive vibes in my life. And you know, like, I'm the person who, like, I tend to give people a lot of chances, actually. I'm a very, like, I consider myself as a very understanding person. And you know, before I used to trust people. And I've learned that is not always a good thing, and some people take advantage of that. Some people take kindness and, you know, trust, and they use it for their own advantage, and you know, it can leave you drained. We call them energy vampires. And I have experienced that a lot, and yeah, I have had to cut a lot of people and things from my past that were kind of keeping me stuck, and you know, that were kind of that kept like creating feelings of negativity and like bringing up these feelings of like you know, self-worth and stuff like that. It's end of the road moment. Yeah, exactly. Is that you, Alice? No, but yeah, it's unfortunately sometimes, you know, it's very hard for me. These are hard for me to do because I care about people and I get attached to people. And also sometimes you don't always want to do that because, you know, you don't want to hurt people's feelings or like stuff like that. But, you know, sometimes it is unfortunately like it hurts in the moment. But if someone doesn't treat you right and if someone keeps bringing your vibe down, I mean, it depends on the circumstances. But, you know, if generally each time you see someone, they keep like telling you how, like, you know, unworthy you are, or like, you know, it's never, or things are never going to work out, or, you know, stuff like that. You know, it just is not very healthy. And, you know, now I just like, you know, if people like, I'm the type of person where I will give people chances, and I will tell them, if something. I'm someone who's very honest, and but like I usually tend to try to tell people, okay, please stop doing that, or I don't really appreciate that, or or say, if I don't really like when people do that or do that, and then after a while, you just have to take action, and it's not because you don't like the person or or any of that. It's just for my own well-being, because I'm an overthinker also. I tend to self reflect a lot, and I'm a person who will it creates anxiety for nothing, and so yeah, after a while I just cut people off, unfortunately, and then people get shocked sometimes about that. Sometimes like, oh my god, we thought you were this kind person, and then what happened? Now we can't talk anymore. And then and then they get shocked, and then usually I become the one to blame. Usually I become the one to blame, or they start spreading lies about me, or I become the villain, and and I'm like, I mean, it's not like I didn't warn you before or something. But yeah, unfortunately, there are people like this. But what? There's a very great quote from Newt Scamander from the Fantastic Beasts 3, actually, that says, wait, what's the quote? I lost the quote. How do we do the last quote? I think it's a quote. I put the quote, I think. Is that... No, that's not the one. Wait, is it quote 27? I put the quote in. I don't know if you guys saw the Fantastic Beast. He said to... Because, Dumbledore thought he was making mistakes, right? And he blamed himself for what happened to Ariana and all those things. And Newt turns to Dumbledore and he says, even if we make mistakes, terrible things, we can try to make things right, and that's what matters, trying. And I absolutely agree with Newt. I'm a firm believer in growth and becoming better people. And I think that everyone can become better if they wanted to, and but some people don't, and so sometimes you just have to. Unfortunately, you have to just take care of yourself. But yeah, I believe in that quote. So yeah, so that's to answer that, Countess. But yeah, I'm sorry that you went through that as well. A lot of people go through that, actually, and yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's sad. I mean, it is sad. It has brought a lot of hurt and tears to me, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, you have to do what's best for you, Ça, je t'apprécie beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. And yeah, if you, yeah, crying is important, by the way. It helps. I don't know if you know this, but like tears actually is important because it allows your body to get rid of toxins and the pent-up emotions, and so it's important to feel your emotions. Yeah. Danny, how are you doing? I'll be back to you, no problem. Thanks for being here. But yeah, it's and that's also not something else that is unfortunate, is that a lot of people, this society doesn't really value having emotions. you know, when you have emotions, it's like, oh, either if you know it's too girly, or you know it's like shameful to have emotions, to show emotions. If you're a guy, you know, guys are not supposed to show emotions. You know, emotions are for the weak. It is utter nonsense. it is BS, by the way. And unfortunately, this has created people. A lot of people are not able to express how they feel, or even feel how they feel, because a lot of people, because of like, you know, they think that it's like it's shameful to express emotions or feelings. They think that it's shameful, and so they just repress them. And I have been actually I have done that. Yeah, a stereotype, but like it is an actual thing. I mean, you know, it's crazy how many people are not able to express, but not. I mean, it's not just men, but like even women. But like, so many people are not able to feel their emotions, and I think that's really sad, actually. And I have like experienced that, actually. There was a big portion of my, I mean, I'm not gonna say childhood, but like my life, where I was quite numb emotionally, because, you know, I didn't grow up myself. I said it before, but I didn't grow up in myself in an environment where, you know, it was safe to express your emotions. Because, you know, if you express your emotions, you become too... In my case, for example, I was, like, overreacting, or I'm too much, or, like, you know, it's not a big deal. Or, like, you know, you have to get a hold of yourself. Or, like, you know, you're exaggerating, stuff like that. A lot of gaslight... I've gone through a lot of gaslighting. And so it made me feel numb, but a lot of people feel like that, and actually a lot of people still have this belief that having emotions make you weak, or, you know, but actually it's the reverse. And actually, like the more you repress the emotions, the worse it will come out after. And also, like, and sometimes it might even come out in a physical way. You know, if it's emotions that you have kept trapped for so long, it can even develop into physical pain, like, you know, cancer, stuff like that. And yeah, but people don't talk about it because, you know, because of the whole... It's a society problem thing, but and patriarchy. But I remember back in 1996, I had a nervous breakdown because my boss at a video store I worked at, he would make me work from 9 a.m. to well after midnight. I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. I wouldn't hire anyone else, and he would yell at me, even hit me at time. He hit you at time. Wait, you got hit by your boss? That is not okay. That is so not okay. I'm so sorry you went through that. That is unacceptable, by the way. I hope that boss got like sued or something. But you know, like, it's you know, it's important to feel your feelings. Have a good cry sometimes is good. I have had a lot of good cries. It might not feel great, you know, on the moment, because, I mean, you know, it never feels great to cry, but you will feel lighter after, and yeah, it's important. I'm a man, gotta have a big teardrop from eyes. Yeah, thank you for expressing. I mean, you know, it's great because I like if you can express yourselves. It's good. Because you have opened your warm heart to us. Yeah, I mean, you know, if I can, I mean, obviously this does not, I have to give a disclaimer, this does not replace, like, professional therapy in any kind, but, if it can, like, you know, inspire you to get help if you need, but like even just open up and, you know, help you heal, then it's already a good thing. But yeah, if obviously, you know, I'm not a professional like therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist, so this does not replace professional therapy. This is very important because, yeah, it's important. I feel you have feel. Yes, and but you know, like people don't know this, and like even now, you don't even like. I even told you like half of what I've experienced, but like yeah, it's people don't know this because I mean, I don't talk about these things much, but I do. You know, I try to always become a better person, and I try to always. I always kind of like self-reflect, and I was like, oh, sometimes too much actually. Even sometimes I even think too much, but like, you know, sometimes like, oh, did I say something? You know, could I have hurt this person? Or like sometimes I think a lot, yeah. But yeah, I hope, James, that you're at a better situation now. I had a boss who was a victim of abuse, and I think their coping mechanism to berate other days in and day out over small mistakes. Yeah, it's like, you know, the thing is, society has not made talking about feelings and emotions and trauma a thing. Like it's not a normal thing for a long time, and so especially from like the older generations, like it's not a natural thing to do, and so that's how actually you develop generational trauma that gets passed down from generation to generation, is because, you know, a lot of trauma gets repressed and unhealed, and the problem is that it gets passed down to generation and generation, and so you repeat unconsciously sometimes patterns because of trauma that were unhealed, and that's why it's really important to you know, to heal from trauma, and it's not easy. I am the first person to tell you it is very difficult to heal from trauma, but it is not impossible. And, you know, it starts from, like, small steps, like, you know, one step at a time. But it is important because, first of all, it allows you to not perpetuate the trauma that you, and, you know, put it on to people. But also, like, it helps you heal. Because sometimes, like, for example, I have lived for so long with so many traumas, but, like they were traumas I didn't even know. I wasn't even aware I had trauma, you know, like I started like tackling some like obvious things, right, and then it uncovered like other things when I was like, I did not realize I did that, and I didn't realize that it was not normal. And so, you know, it kind of like goes down, and it's like, yeah, it's a good thing. But yeah, if get professional help. You don't have to do it like alone. I did it because I didn't really have. I mean, I actually had a therapist for like 6 to 8 months actually, but you don't have to, you know, do it alone. But yeah. Self-reflection is very important. Like I do a lot of self-introspection. But yeah, I think we're gonna end. I think it's a good time. It's also midnight. It's a good time to, you know, end the stream. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Couch Sessions with Lutti. We talked a lot. I don't have yet for next one. I have ideas, but I don't have not yet someone, but this next one's probably in like 2 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks. The couch is coming, Chris. But yeah, in 2 weeks, I'll be posting it. I'll share this episode on YouTube as well. If you have not been able to attend, to be here, I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, this is the first we've done, and I hope you've been enjoying this little talks. I mean, I'm open to feedbacks and suggestions, but you know, I think this is a nice thing because it's like different from all the other content, and it's something that, you know, where we can share things and talk about things. It's you know, it's a different thing. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Also, another shout out to LuttiGamesMusic, whose music has been playing this entire time, because he has kindly accepted that we use his music for these sessions, and he has such a common and cool music. So please, if you're not doing so already, first of all, go follow LuttiGamesMusic, and also second of all, go check him out on his music on Spotify. If you can help, you know, he's starting his journey as a full-time musician. If you can help boost his Spotify, you know, viewership a little bit to give him a little boost, that would be really nice. So yeah, I have a ending screen. I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna go on a raid. So if you can just stick around for the raid, that will be really, really nice. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Yes, I'm gonna see who we're gonna raid. I'm gonna put on the end screen. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Bye.